Yo, what's up guys? This is Oakley and this is going to be some Third Age mod. I am playing as the Dwarves and we're here. We have laid ambush to an elvish army that was moving up through the forest. So we're going to carve up their pretty little faces. The Dwarves here charging forward. We're going to be setting upon the elves, like I said, in this nice ambushed position. A bunch of warriors coming at them, and we're going to teach these pretty boys a lesson. And the Dwarves, I haven't played with them too much, but they are super cool units. The Dwarf Iron Crossbowmen are brutal. The warriors are obviously highly armored and very, very strong as well. So the first charge is coming forward from the elves. They're sending forward their initial Eldarinwe Lancers, which are very, very good cavalry. But against the numbers of Dwarves that I have amassed against them, this ambush is going to be excellently prepared to deal with this. Catapults are going to be coming in, so the elves basically launched a foray against me to hold me back. And they have a lot to try and keep the dwarves at bay, but it is not going to be working. We're going to be charging forward with fury. You can see the crossbow shots charging back at the elves. They, meanwhile, have this nice formation back here. Couple of the Eldarinwe archers, very elite troops, some more units here. So you can see on the far left a lot of dwarves rushing forward. So he has a line of Eldarinwe spearmen, swordsmen, and then these elite archers in the back. A catapult right there, and then some cav doing hammer and anvils. Meanwhile, what do I have here? I have halberdmen in the front. One unit on, this flank here and on the central position, mostly to beat back the elven charges, which seems to work splendidly, so they can form up. That's going to be keeping them at bay. And then I have dwarven warriors charging forward, so 3 groups of them, and then massing behind these units are going to be some iron crossbowmen. So basically these fodder units are just charging up to give me more time to move forward. Crossbowmen are going to be doing the real damage. In the back, these are going to be my veteran troops, dwarven halberdmen. In the back here, I have some axemen of Erebor. These are the really elite troops, Iron Guards here, and then these troops, which are some of my favorite, Dragon Slayers of Ered Mithrin, and in the back, the Guards of Khazad-dûm. So this is the core of my force moving up. The main one is going to be pressing the initial assault. My halberdmen somewhat charging forward. Some of my dudes here getting close into combat, but getting shredded. On this flank, we've had a little bit more success. My Dwarven warriors have been countercharged by the elves, who are going to be going to town on my guys pretty easily, with the cavalry in the back for support. Although I brought a kind of a spam dwarf force with a lot of these cheap guys, who you can see here are going to be eating up tons and tons of fire. But that's fine. It's all going to be buying me time to chip away at my enemy. The elves are notoriously low in numbers, so I can chip away at them with these iron crossbowmen, really take out huge swaths of troops. The enemy is going to be counter-sallying with Smiths of Eregion, which are super strong. And they're, like I told you, just cutting away at my guys. More cavalry charging forward, and so it looks like my first wave is going to be beaten back pretty handily. Although I am forcing back the Eldarwin, let me get this right, Eldarinwe. I keep forgetting how to pronounce it. Archers are going to be falling back, and what that means is more time for me to push forward. And I actually had an additional ambush over here that my opponent was not expecting. He charged forward with some spearmen, and what I unleashed on him was a couple more iron crossbowmen forces, and I have more axemen, so the ambush was complete. So these crossbowmen are firing away straight into this elvish flank. You can actually watch as we get some more volleys. And in the front, I have some of these minor units, very, very basically the lowest tier dwarves that you can have, but this is fine. They're on the flank, and they're going to be forcing the elves back. So there comes that one flanking force. Crossbowmen in the back firing, so all this chaos happening. Meanwhile, the bulk of the elite force is slowly drawing closer and closer. And this is the type of approach the dwarves want, something where they're not getting, swarmed by artillery and archer fire. The elves want to keep you at bay, but they're forced to, deal with my almost cannon fodder clan warriors and dwarf warriors on this front. So yeah, the elves are cleaning my guys. I mean, look at the corpse field here. Mostly going to be dwarven warriors, but they're doing their oath-sworn duties. Now, finally, these guys are going to be turning their gaze to my troops. But again, shots being wasted on these dwarf miners who are soaking up these shots like bosses. In the center here, where the Knights of Eregion, Smiths of Eregion have committed, they are going to be destroying my heavy infantry. The Dwarven warriors, halberdiers are nowhere to be seen. Looks like he has another Smiths of Eregion going to be charging in. Ooh, and he gets a point-blank shot with the catapult. It's actually going to be getting a lot of... Oh my god. Double shot takes out almost all of my unit. It instantly routs. Archer fire coming in. Smiths of Eregion beating me back. So it looks like the enemy has stabilized. Archer is not in the best position, like I was saying, but he's stabilized this front. You can hear some of the horns blaring. My guys are forming up, waiting for the initial clash to be done with. My iron crossmen are still healthy. They've been chipping at forces, and the dwarven miners still running just kind of interference plays, basically. And yet, right here, you can see those point-blank shots I'm getting into these guys. The miners just sent to intercept these guys with pickaxes. The dwarves are going to get chopped to little teeny tiny bits. But it is those slight moments that's going to buy me enough time to reload. You can see the enemy lancers are coming in to try and put an end to this. But with these guys caught in the flank, I'm taking down so many of those numbers. So here comes some of the lancers.
We remain true and steadfast. Victory will
So they're going to be cleaning that up, but finally, actually, the artillery is going to be turning its gaze over to my troops here. Haven't taken any losses just yet, but those shots are going to be increasingly brutal. Actually, one of my guys seemingly going down here, so we're going to have to deploy soon. So my guys are going to start marching out. These are the elite troops, so every shot that he hits here is going to actually be pretty devastating. But at least it's just chipping away one dude here and there. So here comes the real hammer stroke of the dwarven force rolling up. The elves are going to continue to clean up the rest of my guys. Smiths of Eregion, only a fool could lose this battle, so they're going to be doing really well. On this front, I'm continuing to throw, and look at these miners just proving their resilience. These guys were destroyed earlier, but they're going to come back and be fearless in this assault. Ooh, that was a bad shot. At least it's just into the halberdmen. Oh, Vault Wardens are pretty strong. But at least it's not some of my dudes back here. And then also I've got still some reserves over here. These iron crossmen have been firing non-stop into the flank. They're kind of giving the supporting fire for my main column of troops to move up, which is getting hammered by artillery. So I got to accelerate the pace. But I got more troops waiting to move up on the flank here if things go sour. So like I was telling you, this is a total ambush of the elvish force. They're not able to retreat or draw up in the position they want. And now here comes the massed fire. You can see the shots that do hit do actually start taking out my guys pretty handily. So this is the withering fire that I was hoping to avoid, and it looks like we've done just that. So now we're going to break into a sprint, if you could even call a dwarven run a sprint. Halbermen to block the initial blows. Vault Wardens going to be going against the Smiths of Eregion. Ooh, and looks like some friendly fire underway there, so not great. Axemen of Erebor just walking up nonchalantly.
Victory will be ours.
They're positioned here, and then I think I'm going to tell them to charge forward. So they're going to join the fight in the center. Meanwhile, however, Dragon Slayers now are going to charge into a sprint. We can watch actually some of my men as they run across here all along the front. Ooh, just want to... Oh, looks like that hit. Got a couple of my guys. Here comes the deadly assault across the elven main lines. Spearmen formed up deep, and they're going to countercharge me. So this is the fight we've been waiting for. Elite troops against elite troops. My Iron Guard not taking even a loss in that until the catapult comes in. And here, Knights, Smiths of Eregion at 73. My Dragon Slayers at 113. Looks like only the first rank is going to charge. Ooh, it looks like I have brutal charge damage right there. So I did lose a couple dudes, but he did as well. Just going to show how strong these Dragon Slayers are.
The enemy general lies
Ooh, and I
dead.
actually killed the enemy general, so that is very good. But at the same time, I think, yeah, in this close... I found the artillery is super brutal on close range. And so it's going to start picking away my high-value units, which is why, as I was saying, I wanted to save them to the end. Over on this front, however, my Axemen of Erebor have, with their expert charge, destroyed the enemy force here. But look at these archers unleashing on my guys. I must have taken out a dozen of my Axemen. So we're going to be reforming. Those shots coming in, barely missing. The elves not having much left. Still some lancers left in the fight. They're going to be charging into my Iron Guard, who seem to be doing pretty well. Smiths of Regine doing well. Dragon Slayers, yes, they're elite, but against the Smiths of Regine, I mean, it's really hard to beat these guys with some of the best armor in the lore. But he is holding strong. However, this is where I get my final surrounding Dwarven force. So, like I said, those guys were on the extreme flank. My opponent had seen some crossmen, but he had not seen the additional 2 Dwarven Axemen units that I'm pulling around the flank. The crossmen are going to be now pulling forward, waddling into position right above this entire formation, and look at everything they get to see. This is what they're going to have, open season on. And I finally cleaned up this flank here, so we're going to be collapsing in on the center. This catapult crew is going to start doing some fantastic shots. I just wanted to share this with you because it's going to be absolutely freaking hilarious when it starts firing at me. So make sure you watch where this shot goes. My guys are lining up on top of the hill, starting to get some shots off into the Knights of Regine, doing a lot of damage, but watch this artillery. So no, you did not see that incorrectly. That shot went straight up. So these dudes definitely doing some interesting artillery calculations. My crossmen are unfazed by that. They're going to continue to fire. But you saw that shot that just came in? That was a shot from the artillery. So somehow the the straight up and down shots that these guys are doing is going to land right in and amongst my men. So that was pretty funny to see. We're wading into this action a little bit more tepidly. Ooh, there, another one of those shots coming in like a mortar strike, destroying my units. I have never seen... Oh, there goes another one. You saw that smoke trail? So I have never seen artillery shoot like that. And I think just because of the way the arc of fire works, because it goes so high and comes back down, it actually ends up being super accurate because the arc of fire is so high that it can pinpoint the accuracy with its landing, as opposed to shots which are, at a distance arcing, it can overshoot or undershoot. Because of the time that this has to go up and down, the delta in the landing area is much, much, much reduced. So I thought that was a really interesting gimmick. I ended up just tearing my guys apart. I'm not sure if they're going to get another shot off before the action is over. No, it looks like my Volt Wardens are going to be pushing back this force. More elves. This time it's going to be the Eldarinwe archers. None too shabby in terms of combat, but they would much rather be firing away at my guys. But that is it. They are basically slaughtered. So the remainder of the elite nobles of the Elven army is going to be going down. The Lancers being taken out by these guards of Khazad-dûm, looking so freaking beautiful. And they have these face masks on. The models in this game are absolutely stunning and so cool. And we're just wading into the thick of this, taking these guys out. The Lancers being very, very strong. My guys really not taking any damage in this fight.
Winning the battle. If we continue like this,
up top,
we will smash the enemy.
We've been able to clean up the remainder. This is the last, couple units from the Smiths of Regine. Able to take them out with basic axemen after. Well, that was, I say that after you see the Dragon Slayers being destroyed, the crossmen firing into that. So it takes a lot to take out these Smiths of Regine, and still it says the balance of forces is evenly matched. So that's interesting. Down in the main line, his archers are going against the Vault Wardens. Had they been able to get around the side or even step back and shoot my guys, they would have probably won, but the odds are turning in my favor. The catapult seems to be repositioning, and it wants to get off some more of those miracle shots, but I have my crossbowmen going to be seeking retribution against those guys, firing point blank into them. So I don't think they're going to get off another volley. Yeah, it looks like they're not even reloading. And then finally the Smiths of Regine fighting to the death. So these guys are going to definitely get their money's worth. Let's watch some of this clash. Just watching some of those animations, so cool. Oh, looks like he's trying to get another miracle shot. Let's see if he can get a couple more of these off. Brutal. Just spiked those shots right into this. Look how much damage that did. So catapults today being OP as hell. And then there goes the crew. They're going to be running off, but not without doing a tremendous amount of damage to high value dudes. So good on them. They're going to try and get out of there, but my crossmen are not going to let them have it. We're going to be picking apart these elves Looks like the entire crew is going down. There's one. Looks like there may be one who lives to tell the tale of the Dwarven fury and the ambush that was done to these guys. I'm hoping we get the last volley so there's no survivors and this goes down as a fairy tale. A story told to the elven children of the massacre of the elves. It looks like one guy is going to go ahead and tell this tale. Yep, he's going to get away with his life. The rest of them, yeah, definitely going down.
Ours, but only by a sword's
So that's it. Remember, the general went down. Everyone was killed except for that one artillery crewman. But he's going to tell the other elves about what he learned this day on how to aim catapults. So perhaps in the next battle they'll be having a whole army filled with catapults. We'll see. In any case, the odds were definitely in my favor number-wise. Look how many dudes I brought. Like I said, I brought a spam dwarf army with a lot of low-value units just to soak up the enemy fire. He had 825 men, and look how many guys he killed. 1,500 men were killed. So he nearly evened up the odds on me. Doing really, that goes to show how good the elven forces are. And if you want to go up against them, you need something to soak up their fire. So I think I found a nice little combo here. Definitely saving the elite troops to the end paid off. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this little scenario. I thought it was really cool, very interesting map. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks so much for watching. Peace out. Actually, before we do that, let's go ahead and show the battle statistics. I'm curious to see who got the most kills. Looks like everyone getting decent amount of kills. Iron Guard doing well. Dragon Slayers with 25, but I think it was mostly the crossbowmen. Where are they at? Yeah, crossbowmen 106, 57, 33, so doing really good. And actually, the halberd men surprisingly getting a lot of kills there. Oh no, sorry, that's casualties sustained. So yeah, Iron Crossbowmen still doing really well. Halberd men doing really well. And overall, I didn't really get that many kills on any one unit. It just used, just sheer number of guys thrown at the opponent. Anyways, that's it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed. See you in the next one. Peace out.